So welcome everybody to the 2021 OR Society Careers Open Day. Thanks very much for joining us today, and we've got a great programme of stuff lined up for you as an introduction to operational research, analytics, data science, and the jobs and roles that you can find within those fields. My name is Gavin Blackett. I'm the Executive Director of the Society. I'm going to be chairing the various talks through the day. First off, I'll be introducing my colleague Eve, who's going to talk to you a little bit about the Society, but also how it's best to get most out of your day-to-day, and give a brief introduction to the platform that we're using today. Couple of quick housekeeping sessions before we move on to that. If you've used Zoom before, you should be well familiar with these sorts of things. Please use the chat function to send us any messages rather than using the raise hand functionality. So use chat. If you have questions to put to the speakers, use the Q&A function that you'll find at the bottom of the screen. And I'll be relaying those questions at the end of the talks during the day. There's a facility to upvote or like a particular question that will move that to the top of the ranking, so that the most popular questions are the ones that I'll be asking first. So please do use that too. So that's enough of an introduction. Let me hand over to Eve. Hope you enjoy your day.
Thank you. So I will just quickly share my screen. I hope you can all see that. So as Gavin said, welcome to today. Thank you for coming along. I'm just really quickly going to talk to you a little bit about the Operational Research Society. I think some of you are already members of us, but some of you might not be. So for those of you who haven't joined us, what are you waiting for? Student membership is free. And those of you who have, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the benefits of our membership and how we can really help you at this kind of quite important stage as you kind of finish uni and start your careers, how we can help you along that journey and help you get started in this huge, varied, interesting field of operational research and analytics. So we are the professional body for people who work in operational research or analytics. We like to think that we're the home to the science and art of solving problems. And the things that we try and offer to our members they come under 4 different pillars. So we can help you to enhance your CV, and we can help you to build your professional credibility. We can also help you to access things like funding and different training opportunities. As the membership body, we can connect you with potential employers, which is going to happen today, hopefully. And we can also help you to build your network with like-minded students. And then lastly, we can help you to know exactly what's going on in the world of OR and where you'd like to go within that world. So to excuse me, to go into a little bit more detail about those, we can help you to enhance your CV in a few different ways. The first thing we can do is help you with our accreditation scheme. So we offer accreditation to all of our members. The scheme has several tiers, so you can see them on screen now. All students are eligible to apply for CANDORS, which is a Candidate Associate of the OR Society. This is really easy to do. All you have to do is, once you've joined us as a member, log on to our website and fill out a form online. That form will then be reviewed by our accreditation panel. And if you are successful, that entitles you to use the letters CANDORS after your name on your CV and when you send emails. And once you've been CANDORS for a few years, you can move up to associate fellow. And then once you've been in OR for 10 years, you can apply for fellow of the OR Society. And I think in what can often be quite a crowded landscape when you're trying to stand out from your peers and apply for graduate schemes and internships, having the accreditation on your CV and being able to demonstrate that commitment to a career in this field right from day one can help you to stand out and help make that positive impression with an employer. So I really would encourage you to have a look at our accreditation scheme. And some other things that we can do to help you enhance your CV are, they come under our volunteering opportunities. So we have 2 different outreach programs that all of our members are welcome to volunteer for. The first one is OR in Education. So not only do we kind of come to unis and attend careers fairs, which some of you may have met me at, but we also go to big science fairs and we do work in schools. And if you decided you'd like to volunteer with that program, again, it's another asset to your CV. You can again demonstrate you're really interested in this field, but it's also a great example of you developing your communication skills, your presentation skills. You can use it as a, for the competency questions, a good example of a time when. And it's just a really fun chance to share your knowledge and help to inspire younger students. So this can be a really beneficial thing to have on your CV as well. And if the thought of working with small children is not at all appealing to you, not to worry. The other outreach program we have is called Pro Bono OR. And this is where our members will volunteer to do some analytical work for a charity who couldn't typically afford to pay a consultant to do that work. So this is a really, really beneficial program to volunteer for. And it can also help you to maybe branch out and learn a new OR technique that you've not come across in university, or you can take that OR technique and have experience applying it to like a problem that a real company had, a sort of real world problem, if you like. And this again can really help you when you're interviewing, when you're trying to build for your CV. You can say you've done pro bono consultancy work for such and such charity. So if you are trying to polish that CV at the moment, I would encourage you to check these out. And then the other things that we can do, like I said, we can help you to access funding opportunities. And so I think the best help we can give to students, especially in terms of funding, is our master's scholarship. So applications are now open. If you're maybe thinking that you're not quite ready to enter the sort of corporate world just yet, and you'd like to kind of hang on and stay at uni for a little bit longer, we might be able to fund your master's degree. So if you're thinking of doing a degree with at least 40% of operational research modules, these quite often are called things like business analytics or data science or operational research, do have a look at the scholarship, because it can be really expensive trying to fund yourself, and we might be able to give you £10,000 towards that. The biggest thing to know here is that the deadline is the 28th of February. So if this is something you're interested in, visit that link, go to our website, and see if applying for a master's scholarship would be for you. And in terms of accessing training opportunities, we run training courses all year round, and some of these are in quite niche areas of operational research, and some of them are aimed at like an introductory level, and they're really broad-based. And all of our members get discounts on our training courses. So not only is membership free, but membership will also save you a bit of money. You may also find these quite helpful to look at, that sort of dreaded interview question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? If you know you're quite interested in a training course in maybe Python, for example, and an employer asks you in an interview, what skills are you looking to develop, or a question like that. If you know this is one of our training courses you want to go on, you can mention that in an interview. So please do have a look at the training courses. They can be really helpful, both as an interview talking point and the training itself. which is world class. Our tutors are fantastic. And we can also help you, like I said, to connect to the OR community. So we are the hub of the community, and within our society we have some smaller societies. We have regional societies, and we've also got some special interest groups. And I always encourage students to join these groups, because if you're thinking that you really want a career in OR, but you're not quite sure which employers in your local area offer those kind of roles, join your regional society, talk to those members that live in your area and find out where they work. And our special interest groups, we've got, I think, about 20 of them, and we've got an analytics network, we've got women in OR, we've got OR in defence, we've got public policy. Any kind of area of operational research that you're really interested in, you can go and join that special interest group and chat to people who also find that really interesting. So you can start to build that professional network. And also, maybe you're happy to work anywhere in the country, but you know you want to work in a specific part of OR. Go and chat to those people and find out where they work. I think it's a really powerful thing that is obviously helpful for all of our members, but especially for people who are currently searching for a career like yourselves. And one special interest group I'd like to mention in particular is our Early Careers Network. So this network is designed to support people who are early in their career, as the name would suggest. And this network can help you with things like mentoring. They can help you with interview practice. They quite often run networking events, so you can meet people who are in the same situation as you. And this network in particular is really helpful for students to join. So please do have a look. And then we can also help to, like we said, let you know what's going on in the world of operational research. So we publish several different academic journals. Our members get free access to those journals all the time. You can read them on our website, or you can pay a bit extra for a physical copy. And if academic journals aren't really your idea of reading material, we also publish 2 different magazines. One is monthly and one is quarterly. And these will help you stay up to date with everything that's happening in operational research. And also they quite often feature some really interesting case studies or examples of OR in the news. So again, you can read those free of charge on our website if you're a member. And there's some really interesting stuff in there, so have a look. And the other way that we can help you to know what's going on in the world of operational research is through the events that we run. So we run events all year round, but some that I just flag as coming up soon is we've got a conference next month called Validate AI that focuses on artificial intelligence, different applications of it, and some of the risks and benefits of using it. So that should be a really interesting 2-day online event. We run the Beale lecture every February, which is a 1-day event, and that's always really interesting. Lots of different talks about operational research. Once a month we run a webinar on a Wednesday afternoon. Again, that's free of charge for our members, so more and more reasons to join, and that's just a 1-hour talk on a particular area or application of operational research. We had one a few months ago about how operational research was used to optimize a brewery, so that was a really interesting talk. And then our flagship event that we run every year is our annual conference, which runs in September. This is usually a 3-day event, and it's you get a discount rate to entry as a member, and it's all the latest developments in OR all in one place. So please do have a look at our event calendar if you're thinking of joining us. And Gavin, would you mind finding the membership link and popping it in the chat so students can just click on it if they'd like to join, please? I should have asked you earlier, sorry. But while my colleague is doing that, if you'd like to join us, You can do so by going to any page on our website and clicking that button that says join in the top left-hand corner. Students can join us free of charge, and once you've graduated, if you'd like to stay a member but don't want to pay full price, which is usually £75 a year, you can join us as a post-student member. This costs just £1 a month or £12 a year, so it's a really it's a great deal, and it can just help you to reduce that cost as you transition into the world of work, because we appreciate you may be on a tight budget even if you're no longer a student. So that link is in the chat now. I really would encourage you to join us if you're not a member already. It's free, you've got nothing to lose. But I also just wanted really quickly to share some advice and best practice for today to help you get the most out of using your platform and hopefully to help you find your dream jobs today. So the first thing I would say is don't be shy, go and talk to the exhibitors. I've been chatting to all of them, getting ready for the event. Everyone is lovely, they're all dying to help you. So the two most important buttons on the platform are this little calendar button, which is like a little plus, and the envelope button, which is the message button. So we're saying that best practice for today is to request a meeting with a company rather than one of their individuals. It will just be one person you chat to, you won't be met with like a huge panel of people, but that just helps the exhibitors manage their time and their availability. And you can also use that envelope button to send a message and just have a chat with them if you prefer like a text chat to a face-to-face talk. So please don't be shy, please go and say hello. And the other really important thing is that our platform has a matchmaking algorithm. So you'll have no doubt seen on your home feed that it's already recommending exhibitors and organisations for you to go and chat to. That algorithm works off of the tags that you set in your profile. So I really would encourage you to go through and make sure that you've got selected what your degree is, what year you're in, what part of the country you'd like to work in, and what sector of OR you find particularly interesting. And you can select as many of those as you like, because the more you've selected or the more accurate it is, the stronger your matches will be with potential employers. And you can also add your university and your degree to your profile, and that will also help exhibitors to find you and approach you about roles they think you might be a good fit for. And to edit both of those, you just need to click on your name in the top of the screen and then click on my profile. And don't forget to scroll down to the bottom and hit save when you're done as well. That's a mistake I made once and won't make again. And the other piece of advice that I've got is come and have a listen to the talks we've got running today. Some of our exhibitors are running some extra sessions, which is a great chance to hear even more about their career, the advice they wish they'd known, how you can apply for a job at their company, and any advice they have for that. So I'm very shortly going to hand over to Monsef from Ocado to hear the first of these talks today. And then we've also got sessions from the Government OR Service, Atkins and Capgemini. So do keep your eye on those. The Zoom link to join them all is in the agenda tab on the platform. And lastly, interact with us, come and say hi, let's start some conversations. So you can post in the social feed on the bottom of the homepage. We've got some forums on the platform where the exhibitors are already chatting away. And if you want to talk to us on social media, there's a hashtag you can use. Come and engage and say hi. And then I've got one more piece of advice that I just wanted to include today. This word cloud is a random sample of the job titles of our members. So sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to find a career in OR because, as you can see, the people who work in OR have really varied job titles and job descriptions. And actually, the phrase OR doesn't always pop up very often. So I have no doubt you're going to get loads out of today and talk to your potential employers today. But if that isn't quite the case, or if you're looking at their website next week and thinking, oh, I can't remember what they said the person was called, just keep your options open, cast a wide net when you're searching, because you might find that your dream job doesn't have the job title that you'd expect. So do click through, read the descriptions, and bear in mind that if you'd like to be an operational researcher, that's actually quite unlikely to be your job title. And my last piece of advice today is just have fun. So I think we've got a couple of minutes if anyone has any questions for me. And if not, we can hand over to Monsef from our very kind sponsor, Ocado Technology.
Great, thanks very much, Eve. The other point I'd add is that many of the meetings, videos, webinars that we've run in the past, the recordings of those events are available either through our website or through our YouTube channel. So do go and have a look for those as well. Lots of interesting and very relevant talks for you. Certainly the previous careers talks will give you an even wider flavour of what's available in OR and what somebody who's early in their career might be getting up to as part of those jobs. Okay, so next up is our first of the three talks about careers in OR. So I'll be welcoming Monsef Nasri from Ocado Technology. I'd like to just echo Eve's thanks to Ocado for their sponsorship of this event. Please do follow up and speak to them via the platform as Eve has indicated. So we'll be running this talk through to roughly 11 o'clock, and hopefully Monsef's going to leave a little bit of time for questions at the end of it. So if you do have a question, please submit it using the Q&A function at the bottom of the screen. And upvote the popular questions, and I'll be asking them at the end of the session. So I won't spend any time introducing Monsef. I'm sure he can do that far better than I could. Just hand over straight to you. Thanks, Monsef.
Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me right.
Yes.
Great. So I'll share my screen, and perfect. Hope you can see the slides as well.
Yes, it's all good.
Thank you very much, Eve and Gavin, for the introduction. Was very looking forward to this day. It looks an amazing opportunity for everyone looking to work into OR. I would have loved to attend this when I was a student. Unfortunately, I didn't hear about it back then. But you know, I'm here today, and I'm hoping to transmit my passion for OR, and I'll try to give some explanation on why Ocado Technology is the right place for anyone passionate about OR like myself. So today's talk is entitled OR at Ocado, where efficiency meets social responsibility. Obviously, I will talk about a bit about Ocado Group, what we are, what we do, the interesting projects that are currently happening or have happened in the short past, and also what we look for in candidates that are applying for vacancies. So I hope this will give you a good flavor of the interesting challenges that we face at Ocado, and also let you know what we are looking precisely into it in OR. So Ocado Group is an entity that has two parts. Ocado Retail is a joint venture with M&S. So every time you see an Ocado van in the street, or you shop on Ocado website, this is through the Ocado Retail entity. And there's Ocado Technology, which aims to build end-to-end technology platforms which power some of the world's largest grocery retailers, amongst which Ocado Retail. So we at Ocado Technology, we build all of the technology that is used and powers all of the Ocado, all of our clients. So amongst our clients currently are some in all the parts of the world. So from Australia to the US, from Japan to Spain, you can see them here. What we sell them as a solution is a full end-to-end e-commerce logistics and fulfillment platform. So all of these like robotic warehouses that you have seen and that are exciting, all of the software that runs these bots, and all of the optimization algorithms that go with it, as you can imagine. So some of them are one of the world's largest grocery retailers, like Kroger, for example, who is, I think, one of the biggest in the US. This smart platform that we sell includes a lot of robotics, AI, machine learning, optimization, simulation, etc., and most of it is built in-house. So anything that powers what we do and the efficiency that we get for our clients is built in-house at Ocado Technology. Ocado Retail is one of our clients, the most known to people in the UK, with a range of over 50,000 products and over 500,000 of active customers and 300,000 orders per week. So everything that you see on the website here or on the left on pickers picking or customers order have been built by us. So Ocado the OR at Ocado is obviously there to increase the efficiency of everything that we do, whether it's through predictive analytics like demand forecasting, to pure optimization like cubing, which is a generalized bin packing, route optimization like vehicle routing problems, rostering, scheduling, stock layouts, everything that can add a value to our clients. We do in terms of operations research. So to give you just a hint or a glimpse into this world of this world of optimization, I'd like to play a short video. Please let me know, Eve or Gavin, if you can't hear the video. I will just start and hopefully everyone can hear.
A customer, John, decides to change his order to treat himself for dinner tomorrow. He gets a steak and a bottle of wine and a chocolate dessert, the sort of change that happens hundreds of times a minute on our platform. It's a simple task, yet the engineering challenge to keep our order accuracy and on-time delivery promises for all our customers is extraordinary. Firstly, we need to make sure we have the right products for our customers. Behind the scenes, our forecasting models predict demand in real time. They know exactly what's on our shelves, when new stock will be arriving, and which supplier orders can still be modified. Whatever changes John makes, he, like other customers, will expect to receive over 99% of his order exactly as he placed it. Good news for John, we can adjust one of our incoming supplier orders so that everything he wants is in stock. As John updates his order, OSP's end-to-end integrations unlock a range of fulfillment, picking, packing, and delivery optimizations. John's order is only different by a few items, yet a lot has changed behind the scenes. So how does this affect fulfillment? Well, the new items mean we have to rearrange the contents of John's bags. We have to ensure that fragile and deformable items are delivered in perfect condition. We also need to make sure that each bag is densely packed without being too heavy. Our software recalculates the optimum distribution of this packing and the directions for the pack in real time. So John is getting what he wanted, but we need to make sure he gets it when he wants it too. So what changes in delivery planning? Well, John's order now takes up an extra tote, and the weight has changed as well. The original van we had planned for John's order is now full, so we've had to move his order to a different van on a different route. Overall, delivery is a complex task. Our systems need to take account of other factors such as anticipated road conditions and driver availability. Our optimizers make over 14 million calculations per second to meet our customer promises. Lastly, back to our warehouse. Due to the different delivery planning, John's order needs to be picked in a different sequence. Our thousands of robots need to be reorganized to pick John's order as efficiently as possible to get it dispatched on time. John's a happy customer. Our driver gets there on time, as we do over 95% of the time, to deliver his much anticipated Friday night dinner. I hope I've been able to offer you a small glimpse into the scale of the engineering challenge that comes with building the OSP customer experience. What's really exciting is, of the nearly 2,500 technologists we have in Ocado Technology, the majority are working on features and capabilities not yet live on OSP, which have the potential to improve the customer experience and platform economics well beyond what I've been able to describe to you here today. Examples of these include investment in building our advanced robotic picking capabilities, optimizations across our bot fleet and other automation, and bringing more and more data to bear in our user interfaces.
Yep. So this video shows a bit what happens in the behind the scenes when some customer decides to change an order, which is something that they don't really think of as a complicated task. So let me talk about the first problem here today is the delivery route optimization, which is the vehicle routing problem. We also refer to as vehicle routing problem. So basically, customers are placing orders all the day, up to 300,000 orders a week. So when they come to our website, they go and select a slot on which they want their orders to be delivered. So there's optimization involved here to make sure that we can fulfill the promise that we give to customers. So if someone places an order, then we want to be precisely there on time, 95% of the time. So in here, there is an optimization problem behind which tells you what slot to show, what slot to better not to show in order to be to have a high service quality. All of the slots that we offer are 1 hour, and our slot availability system will show all of these slots that are available. So obviously, before we do that, we also have the route optimization. So basically, based on the demand analysis and some operational research constraints, we do some route plannings way before the routing optimization and assign each of the vans to the depot. So we may decide to have a different number of vans available today than yesterday, because we expect that today there is more orders that are coming up. And obviously, the vehicle routing problem that we solve is a dynamic vehicle routing problem. So we are solving the problem at the same time that orders are coming up. So basically, we are solving the optimizer, and then independently, there are some customers who are looking for slots to place new orders. So when orders arrive for a given delivery date, they are assigned to one of the routes that our optimization is optimizing currently. So then the optimizer will schedule this order in order to arrive on time, and in order to respect all of the constraints like the weight and the volume of the vans. We cannot have a van that is heavier than what the regulation is, and also we keep an eye on our availability in order not to overpromise slots that we will not be able to honor in the future, and not underpromise slots so that if we are too pessimistic, we will lose some business. Another problem that we worked on is a staff rostering. So staff rostering involves creating a schedule for our Ocado group over than 18,000 employees. The rostering is required for the majority of weekly paid staff. So warehouse operatives, delivery drivers are the bulk of our employees, for which we need to have a roster. So the roster is a schedule to tell which employee when to work. And employees are obviously grouped into roster teams, so they are part of a team, and we need to create these rosters for up to 13 weeks in the future, and all of this with only 4 weeks of notice. So we can't just later on change the rosters or do last minute changes, because we want to respect and give the foresight needed for our employees and colleagues. So obviously there are different rosters for different businesses, areas and locations. So for example, in the CFC, which are the customer fulfillment center, so our warehouses. So we've got different areas, right? So we've got inbound, we've got outbound, and they need to work at different times, and they have different shift types. So we've got nights, we've got days, and they also differ by site. So some sites are larger, some sites are smaller. So a total of over 2,000 rosters patterns are done for almost 7,500 people. So this is just like a small a dummy example of a roster. You can see that it's quite complicated even to understand. Imagine that we do this for over 7,500 people. Obviously, it will be extremely difficult to do it by hand, and that's when the OR will take place. So that's where we build ourselves the technology that will allow us to optimize the rosters for our colleagues. So for example, the business goal for the rostering obviously is to satisfy the daily workforce demand. So we need to make sure that we have enough employees and enough colleagues there to handle all of the orders that will come in. But obviously, we also consider well-being goals, and that's where the social responsibility takes place. We want to be as fair as possible in work-to-life balance for our colleagues. So, for example, we want to maximize the weekends off and ensure that they are uniformly spread across employees. So we don't want some colleagues to only have days off in the week, while others are only having them in the weekend with their families. And we want to exclude as well all of the inconvenient work rest patterns. So these are obviously defined by the colleagues themselves. So they get together and tell us, we don't want this roster profile is not good for us because of this and that, and we take this into consideration. And that's the power of operations research, right? Is that you get all of the real life constraints that then you translate mathematically, and that's where the beauty of optimization really lies in. So then you feed it to a software or something that you have developed to solve it, and then you translate it back again to our normal language and make sure that the output is according to what have been asked. So for example, for the delivery drivers, we really want to minimize the AM PM switches, so that, for example, they start as much as possible, have kind of a consistent pattern, rather than every day them checking whether they will be in the morning or the afternoon. And we don't want long days stretch around Christmas area. Obviously, all of this is done in fairness, and we want to ensure that all the teams working on the same business area get similar value for all of their metrics of interest. So the metrics of interest are what they value as employees, like for example the weekend number of weekends off. So when we were approached to solve this problem, obviously we suggested that OR is the right tool to do it. And when we modeled and solved, what happened, the impact is that we improved the roster quality and flexibility in handling all of the individual preferences. So we had overwhelming positive feedback from colleagues. And that's one thing that I love about working at Ocado, is that you see the impact of what you do straight away. You see it in the people that work with you. You see it in the efficiency that you create. And I remember that some people said that this rostering that we have done was a godsend gift for them, that improved so much the roster quality and the flexibility. The other thing is that these solutions are scalable. We always keep scalability in mind when we build our software, so that they will work for a warehouse of any size. And also for the roster planners, the people who talk with the employees in order to make sure that we get all of their inputs, and people who will do the who will use our tool that we develop, it reduced considerably the time they spend on building the roster, something that they did analytically in the past. and it freed so many time for analytical work, for experimentation, different scenarios, and improvement. So we invested in a good automated solution that then leaves our people free to do anything else they think will bring value to the overall business problem. Another problem that we had to solve very quickly this time is the COVID test scheduling. So at the start of COVID, we wanted to do some routine tests for our employees to protect all of our colleagues working in the warehouse. And as you can imagine, when you have got thousands of people that you need to test, there is a big logistics incorporated. So our team, which is the data science team in charge of all of the optimization and AI machine learning things that we do at Ocado Technology, was contacted, and this was kind of like the background is that yeah, as I said, that was an important step to ensure the safety of all colleagues. It was very difficult logistical problems. Why? Because we had different test rooms and testers available at each site, so not everyone can carry on the test, and we can't do it everywhere. We have to make sure that there is no kind of cross contamination and make sure that we carry out the test as safe as possible. And we had also the work shift patterns of employees that were varying week by week, and also, as you can imagine, the operational constraints of running such a large scale testing schemes. This was, as I said, at the very start of COVID. And so the Ocado Technology data science team was contacted for help. We had a very tight time frame. Basically, when they were requested, we had 1 week left to the pilot test and 2 weeks left to the wider rollout. So we had to have a reliable solution within 2 weeks. So obviously, we had several options of the in terms of like solution approach, and this is something that we do every time whenever we have a new problem. We don't have a limited set of tools. We every time have to evaluate what is the best tool and then use it. So we could have developed an ad hoc algorithm, for example, a solution like a heuristic or anything like that. This is complicated to implement and potentially will yield to bad solution quality. The other option is local search. So try to implement a meta-heuristic type of algorithm. So any like genetic algorithm or simulate annealing or any meta-heuristic that is proven to be optimal or proven to lead to solutions that are very good quality. So obviously the pros of that is that it's flexible and it yields good optimization quality. However, it's hard to find the initial solution, and it is a large implementation effort as it needs a lot of testing and a lot of tuning. So then we went to the third option, which is constraint programming. So with our optimization expert, we use a third-party constraint solver, in our case here, IBM Cplex. So it reduced the time we need to spend for custom implementation, and we had that the best for solving such an IBM Cplex is one of the best solvers for such problems. Obviously, the cons of using such a problem is that it's less flexible optimization, but performs and the performance highly depends on the model quality. So in our case, we were lucky that we could get significantly good results from this, and the impact was that the test scheduling tool became an enabler for COVID tests in Ocado. The tool was used over a year to create testing schedules for 3,500 employees across 4 of our sites, and it was now decommissioned after self-administered lateral flow tests became available. So at the start, obviously, you can imagine that this wasn't an option. So finally, I hope I gave you a glimpse of the interesting problems that we face at Ocado Technology and what we are facing with. So there are so many problems that arise that are really cutting edge problems in terms of optimization. So it's not where You just need to pick up an existing methodology or a paper which treated about that problem and then implement it straight away. Most likely we will have some specificities for ourselves, and not only we would need to look at what has been done in the literature, but we need some more innovation from our people to tailor what has been done in the literature. And it happened in the past that in some of our problems, some papers have been published by our colleagues because the problem was so peculiar that the approach developed was novel, and it led to a publication. So what we are looking for really in like the basic qualifications is someone that is passionate about operations research, someone that sees optimization everywhere, that whenever we say a problem, they think this is an opportunity to do some optimization. I remember when I was doing my master's degree in France, one of our lecturers was lecturing us about optimization techniques in the aviation world, and he said that Paris Airport, CDG Charles de Gaulle Airport, he said he has one of the world's complicated runways where a plane can take up to 20 minutes to take off. He said for passengers, this is a nightmare. But for us, that's a wonderful problem to solve, because every time we have some room to improve, and that's what we want in our in the people that wants to work with us, and that's also what we have in our current outstanding colleagues with us. More, we want someone that is familiar with linear programming, mixed integer linear programming, heuristics, meta heuristics, and they have got a sharp quantitative thinking, so they are very at ease with numbers and analysis. Preferred qualifications, this would be a plus. It's not mandatory. We would love if we can have someone that is that has a strong background in operational research, worked in different field. When I mean worked is really during the study, so have been confronted to different types of problems, and has got strong programming skills as we implement ourselves our prototypes of all of the optimization that we do. And what we offer is a competitive salary and benefits package, cutting edge optimization problems to solve. You will not be bored at all in Ocado technology. No day resembles the day before or the day after. We have also a set of the best in breed tools that you will use in order to do your job properly, and lots and lots of opportunities for growth, whether it be in technical sides or in managerial sides. We have got so many careers path in Ocado that anyone can find what best suits them. So with this, I arrive to the end. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Great, thanks, Monsef. A couple of questions coming through. If you do have any further questions, please submit them through the Q&A route. Okay, so the first one, follow up from what you were just mentioning. You talked about it would be good to have programming skills. Any particular language? Do you have a preference for languages?
No, we don't have really a preference for any language. We use, as any other kind of software company, Java, Python, and similar programming languages. So we don't have any particular one that we want in the successful candidates.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Couple more coming through. Is there any age restriction?
No, that I'm aware. No, there's no age restriction at all. Unless it's compliance with the law, but I don't know if that's what is what is
sure. Are there any particular dates for graduate applications?
I'm not aware about graduate applications. but please do send us a message if you're interested through the platform, and one of our recruitment people can direct you to where you find these graduate roles and when is the deadline.
Okay, we've got a technical one, but I'm going to hang on to that one for a moment. What's Ocado's approach to remote working after the post-pandemic?
Yeah, so currently at Ocado, in the post-pandemic world, obviously lots of companies have had to change the way they work. So Ocado Technology has adopted a hybrid way of working. So we have got some days in the office and some days at home. This depends on the particular team. And if you want something specific, please reach out to us in the emails, in the messages to the platform, and one of the recruitment team will give a more precise answer.
This is probably another one for the recruitment team. Are there any part-time roles?
Yeah, yeah, I think that's more for the recruitment team. So please do message us in the platform, and we will be in touch with you.
Okay. What kind of experience would you consider beneficial for potential applicants to the team?
In terms of experience, we want someone that has the experience of working with optimization problems. When I mean working, not necessarily in a company world, even if it's in your studies, that's absolutely fine. Someone that has the ability to find where there is room for optimization, and where or like when to do optimization and how. That's what we are looking for. We're not looking for any particular kind of experience in the company world.
Okay, right. Let me ask rather. Sorry, this technical question. It's quite a long one, so bear with me. So the work you do is very interesting. The CVRP and rostering problems seem like they would be variations of the standard problems from literature. Given the combinatorial nature of these problems and the problem size, do you use meta-heuristics in solving these problems? In such a case, do you apply any LP relaxations to determine the lower bound of the problem instance to give you an idea of the goodness of your meta-heuristic, how well your meta-heuristic performs? Technical one.
Yeah, that's a technical one. Well, we use all types of optimization techniques available. We have no set in stone techniques that we use, and we require the future candidates to have. And with regarding how we do optimization, I'm afraid this is an IP protected kind of like answer. So you can still drop us a message. I'll need to check with the IP team and can come back to you with the answer. But currently, I'm not comfortable answering that here. Sorry for that.
Okay, fully understand that one. What particular things have you been working on since you started with Ocado? What have you been doing?
Oh, I've been myself heavily involved with the routing optimization. So anything that was close to the weak routing problem is such a difficult and large problem, and it contributes a lot to what we do. So any gain in efficiency there will be a plus. So I've been working with the connection of the routing between the routing and the slot availability, how to better show the slots to customers so that we have a better kind of, we try to reduce the CO2 emissions from our fleet. That's what I worked on during my PhD, and I was very happy to be able to work on something similar at Ocado.
Another question popped in. What software is used to tackle the routing problem?
That's also another IP sensitive question. So I'm afraid I won't be able to answer that.
Are there any particular packages that you use, or is it?
We develop a lot of packages ourselves,
Right.
but I don't think I'm allowed to say what packages we use or what packages we have developed. So
okay, great. Right, well, don't think we've got anything more. Oh, one more coming as a result of that. Do you also deliver GUI, the graphical user interface for the clients? And what's the level of implementation?
I think the websites and everything is something that we develop. Obviously, not in our team. There are some other teams. As you've seen in that video, we've got almost 3,000 people working in technology. We are just one of the teams, so we are not particularly involved with that.
Right, great. So we're coming to the end of this session. So first of all, thanks very much, Marcel, for a really interesting talk. I've seen some of that stuff before, and it's amazing the stuff that you and the team get up to. Some really good, interesting stuff there. I'd also like to thank Ocado again for our sponsoring. And so I would encourage the people listening in here to visit the Ocado stand within the platform, ask some questions, learn a little bit more about what they do.
If I may add something very quickly, we have a live opportunity in terms of operations research scientists or data scientists, as we call it, that is live on our website. And the link can be found when you click on exhibitors, you click on Ocado Technology, you will find the link. So you will have a more extensive explanation of what we do, what we require. So you can you are encouraged to submit your CVs if you think that's something relevant to you and you want to explore.
Great, thanks very much. So we're coming to the end of this session. The next talk runs from 12 o'clock. The link for which you'll be able to find in the agenda through the platform. That talk is about operational research in government, another really interesting and quite different area of application for OR analytics and data science. So please do rejoin that talk at 12 o'clock. In the meantime, as we said, either go join the OR Society if you're not already a student member, or click into the platform, browse through the exhibitor stands, ask lots of questions, dig out lots of information, and make the most of the opportunity to learn more about the really interesting careers in OR analytics and data science that are available. Hope to see you all again at the 12 o'clock session. I'll certainly be back for that. I hope you will too. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.